Ciao ragazzi, in today's video myself and Fabio are going to react to Inter's match against Juventus in the first leg of the Coppa Italia semi-finals. Before getting into the video, be sure to let us know down in the comments below what you thought of the match, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on push notifications so you never miss a video. We made an absolutely great start to this one. We scored within the first 10 minutes, and I think Alexis Sanchez deserves a great deal of credit for his kind of role in the build up to this goal. Held the ball up really well, and obviously not the most physically imposing players, but done just enough to let Barella get past him. He was able to lay the ball off to him, and Barella was able to put in one of those excellent crosses that we've seen from him in recent weeks. Lautaro got on the end of it by beating Delict, and yeah, managed to put it under Buffon, and we couldn't have asked for a much better start than that. Unfortunately though, this was undone. Ashley Young gave away a very clumsy penalty that I kind of, after an initial tussle between him and Juan Cuadrado, he got the wrong side of him and didn't really let go. Cuadrado went to ground, and yeah, there was only going to be one outcome. Obviously, it did take VAR for the referee to definitively decide, but yeah, a penalty that Ronaldo put away, and yeah, you wouldn't really doubt him from the penalty spot. And after that, we didn't really react. It was a very kind of poor half, and Juventus as well weren't really up to much either, and I think that's what makes the fact we went in at half-time losing 2-1 very frustrating. Now, with regards to that second goal, I have no idea what Samir Handanovic was thinking, and I doubt he has any idea what he was thinking either. To run out in the manner he did when Alessandro Bastoni had it kind of completely under control, I have no idea. I mean, for me, Handanovic could have just stayed back, Bastoni would have passed it to him, and that would have been that, but instead Handanovic comes rushing out thinking he's Manuel Neuer or one of those sweeper keepers, almost steamrolls Bastoni, who's forced to kind of turn away to avoid getting trampled, and he only turns right into Cristiano Ronaldo. And yeah, I mean, it was a really good finish from Ronaldo, really kind of tight angle that he managed to get that in from, and yeah, it was a completely avoidable goal. And the fact Juventus weren't really up to much in that first half, and the fact we went into the interval losing, I mean, yeah, it certainly left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, quite a frustrating second half in my opinion. Inter looked to be sort of growing into themselves a little bit, sort of 5-10 minutes into the second half. From then on for about 25 minutes or so, Inter looked like they were sort of making the mark. They were more sort of dominant in possession. They were pinging the ball around a bit more, left to right, switch of play, looked a bit better. And there's three really clear-cut chances that Darmian, I mean, great save by Buffon, fair play to him, but Sanchez with that chance should have done a lot better. Demiral was equal to it on the line to clear it off, and then Eriksen with that shot, which a player, as we know how good Eriksen can be from outside the box. Granted, he'd only just come on the field about 2 minutes before, so I don't think we could be too harsh that he wasn't really sort of up to speed really, or warmed up enough, but he could have done a lot better with that shot. So those three chances were key. And I think Juventus were happy to sort of sit back and soak up the pressure a little bit. I mean, I think they won the midfield battle. They didn't allow us space. They were closing down, harassing, and also just throwing themselves to form. I mean, it didn't take Chiesa long to do that as well. I mean, he got a knock, but then he just sort of made the most of it, and it was the sort of that set the tone for the last 5 or 10 minutes of the game. Really, it was really frustrating, and we've got to go into the second leg now and score 2 goals in Turin. So at least we'll have Lukaku and Hakimi back for that, pending obviously no injuries between now and then. So it'll be an interesting second leg for sure. Yeah, I don't think there was a completely standout player for me in that match. I think Inter were sort of below average in the first half and sort of groomed themselves a little bit in that second half, but it wasn't nearly as impressive as the game a couple of weeks ago. So I think it's hard to pick one standout player, but I think I'm going to go with Barella this evening as a top. As ever, he just dominates that midfield. When he's got the ball, he can make things happen, as we saw with the assist in the first half. A lovely ball into Lautaro. Great vision for that as well. And he's also just keeps running. He just doesn't seem to get tired, and he plays most of our games. So I think to me tonight, Barella is my top. He just can pop up anywhere on the pitch, and you know with him on the field, you're going to try and create. And he was the one trying to drag into the second half and into this game, and trying to get an equaliser right to the end. So yeah, for me, Barella was the top.
The flop for me in this one is very easy, and it's going to go to both Ashley Young and Samir Handanovic. These are two of our most experienced players in the squad, yet both made major errors in this game, and they were completely avoidable as well, and it's very annoying considering these are the experienced players meant to help us out in these big games, but tonight they were more of a hindrance than they were a help, and yeah, very disappointing from the pair of them tonight with their respective mistakes.